20 years of marriage over. Posted by crazy_notes 6773. If you like these stories and want to see more, please like and subscribe. My 48 meters marriage is now officially over. We were really happy for 10 years, but something snapped in her, 49F, and she became cold and distant for about the last 10 years. I went through all of the emotions and scenarios. I blamed myself, I blamed her hormones, and I had the gut feeling she was cheating. Well, about 2 weeks ago, we had a talk, and she said that she felt bad for the way she was treating me, but that she just doesn't have romantic feelings for me anymore. She considers me a good friend. I decided to move out and try the solo life and have all the arrangements in place to get settled within the next 2 weeks. But, last night, we had another talk, and my paranoia crept back in about her cheating, and I just couldn't shake the feeling. So this morning, I pulled the asshole move of snooping and have now confirmed the cheating. She was adamant last night and for a while now that she just wants to be alone and has no feelings for anyone, including her once close family. I told her that I suspected her of cheating and that I thought I knew who it was, but she went as far as to say that the guy was secretly gay and she was just a friend. My wife of 20 years of marriage, to who I've had a mystical feeling connection since 7th grade, is just a lying cheater, and it messes me up. I'm now super angry and will be grabbing some essentials from home this evening and sleeping on a family member's couch until my new place is ready. I'm a really easygoing guy, and it scares me that I'm so angry. I've told her that I'm leaving today and to not be home when I get there to pack. I would never harm her, but I would definitely say some mean crap to her face to face. So, I guess I'm destined to have trust issues for the rest of my life. I backed every crazy thing she wanted to do without question and supported her in every way and have been rewarded with a sloppy hand job video of her and her boss. Relationships suck. So, my real point or lesson here is to trust your instincts. If you feel something is off with your relationship, it probably is. Good luck out there, everyone. And now for the top comments. Just divorce her and go NC. Close this chapter of your life and open a new one with someone who will love and respect you. Hit the gym, go out with your friends and make a new one. Start dating again, and you will find the one for you. Get an attorney, secure your finances, develop a workable exit strategy, and serve her. She's unworthy of any more of your time and trouble. After the divorce is final, be 100% honest about her infidelities with anyone who asks what happened. I'm very sorry for your heartache. Don't voluntarily leave your home because it can be viewed as abandonment. In some states, that can be used against you in the divorce. It's best if you file for a legal separation before you move from your home. There is no way I would leave my home so she can bring her AP to your home after you move out. I wouldn't do a damn thing that she asks you to do. I would make it as difficult as possible for her, and I definitely wouldn't let her think she could push you around. And now for our next story. This is how you cheat when you are open. Posted by Prince. So I, 44 male, and my fiancée, 33 female, are somewhat open in our BDSM relationship, and we currently just moved in together. We have the understanding that to make this work, we have to be totally honest with each other. Yesterday was going to be the celebration of our 1-year anniversary of her being my collared submissive. We woke up in the morning, and she said she missed the texts from her group of friends that they were going to meet up for lunch. I was kind of irritated because it was supposed to be our day, but I eventually, in the name of not being a controlling dick, said go ahead and go but asked who it was that was going. She replied to the girls, and she was picking one up. We had a previous conversation that there was a couple of guys that she was interested in vetting for an MFM three-way, one named Eric, and that she'd like me to eventually come and meet and approve or disapprove of these possible play friends. So anyway, back to the story, I'm a bit miffed, but she never gets a chance to go out, so I suck up my feelings on this and agree that she could go. So she's out and about, and she posted a pic of her friend and her on the way to the restaurant. Cool, have fun. I keep having an uneasy feeling about the day because I can read her pretty good and something felt off. Eventually, though, my suspicions were confirmed that something was off, and I will not reveal my source, but I found out one of the guys she's interested in is at the group lunch. I'm immediately seeing red because I was very specific in asking who was going to be there. She eventually texts me that she's headed home. I said, "See you soon." I calm myself, and I think, okay, I'll ask her again who was there, and when she got home I am anxious and nervous and tell her I'm not feeling up to going out tonight, but please tell me about lunch and ask who all was there. She said a bunch of girls' names, and that one girl brought this Kevin guy. I knew that wasn't true, was like, okay. A little later, she mentioned another guy was there named Goober, I don't know the real name, and I was like, oh, I thought you said only one guy. She forgot. Anyway, I'm boiling mad at this point and go roll a joint to smoke. We finish it up, and I can't control my feelings anymore. I walk into the house and tell her she's a liar and that I know Eric was there. I turn my back to her and start pacing the floor and tell her my only rule for any of this lifestyle was complete open honesty and that she betrayed that trust. I had given her every opportunity to give the truth, but she has chosen to give me the convent lie. She started crying and told me she didn't want to upset me and that she didn't know he was going to be there. I want to believe that bad, but I still feel something is off. I don't want to be controlling, but I kind of feel I need to see her in this dude's conversation leading up to yesterday. Do I deserve to look? Any advice is appreciated. Update: I confronted her about everything. I said the first step I need is to be able to see the messages you have been sending with him for the last 48 hours. She let me see them, no questions asked. The timeline was not really seeming to match up. She had said she was excited to meet him at 10:30 a.m. when she left to get her friend. I said if you knew at 10:30, then I should have known at 10:31. I said, this is going to mean you are to have no personal contact with Eric again, and I told her trust is broken now and that before we decide to ever play again we're going to have to try to rebuild that comfort level. We're staying together, but I'm really going to be vigilant as to who we're associating with. Thank you all for the advice. And now for the top comments. BDSM relationships in itself already need a huge amount of trust. Add to that the open aspect, and trust is becoming more than a fundamental aspect of your relationship that it can't function without. Now she made a decision to lie to you. Either before she went there or later after she had returned. In general, I would agree to check her messages, but don't snoop. Tell her to give you her unlocked phone because, after the lies, you struggle to believe that she didn't know beforehand that Eric would come and even question what kind of contact they already had. Here's the thing, you set a reasonable and good boundary in your relationship, and she ignored it. Now comes the question, what consequences will be there if she ignores the agreed upon boundaries? Because if there are no consequences, then boundaries don't even need to exist in the first place. If I were in your shoes, then I would check her phone like described above, tell her that your lifestyle, BDSM and open, only works out with complete trust and that she obviously doesn't trust you enough to be able to handle the truth and you lost the trust in her after her lie. So the only reasonable consequence is to close the relationship and to uncollar her. She needs to earn herself the collar back. What I am asking myself, in addition, is, why hasn't she asked you to come along? I mean, it was obviously not a girls-only event, so why hasn't she asked you to come along? It sounds a lot to me like she knew that Eric would be there, and she wanted to meet with him without having you by her side, restricting her in what she can do with Eric and what she can tell him. And that all was more important to her than to celebrate your collar anniversary with you, which tells a lot about what is more important to her. No matter what, if you close your relationship or leave it open or open it later on again, Eric should never be a part of that relationship in a sexual or emotional way, permanent. Probably she has erased everything that could give her away or has already created or invented a story to cover her. If you check her phone, it will not change the fact that she lied to you and hidden that he goes even though you asked her repeatedly. Your confidence is gone, and it will not return if you are not satisfied by checking the phone. If what she says does not become true or does not convince her phone that it is what you will do, I hope you update when something has happened. Humph, this is tricky. The foundation for any BD/SM dynamic is trust. Once trust is lost, then what do you have? You definitely know that anyway, op. So I would ask yourself this, are you prepared to accept that your sub broke one of the most important ground rules and move on with the relationship wholly as is, Or do you want to rethink the semi-open dynamic for a little bit so you can set some new ground rules? You have to have that faith in your partner for any SAM dynamics, doubly for Dom/sub dynamics. You have to reclaim their trust. Think about it above all, and for now, put a hiatus on the open parts so you can think comfortably. You're closer to this situation than any internet stranger. Use that in time to your advantage, and you'll be able to figure things out. Good luck! What's your say on this? Do you have a similar story? Comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.